reality to go to train. Now, one thing that I do want to ask about is if you notice this new prototype apparel that we have Harry Russell wearing. I don't know if we could show him on camera real quick to just get that in there, but that is something special. Perhaps we'll just get it out on social media. Either way, it's Train, it's FaZe, it's mousesports, and it's mousesports that are looking hot to trot. Hugo, what do we got?
It's nice to have some mousesports fans, you know, call in from time to time. LMBT still rocking the hat, still rocking the jerseys, but yeah, mousesports, they look good. Brokey, he's had enough. He is on a new map, and he doesn't want no nuke repeat. He's going to take down Rops fast on the inner site as mousesports look to commit to the plant. Nico is here as well. He's hanging around. Woxic does find that kill, and it will open up the chance to plant if FaZe don't get aggressive behind the oil train. They're already starting to set up for this retake, but Woxic has not gone for the plant because Karrigan's on a long wrap round. mousesports trying to stall it out as long as they can so this player can get a kill, but FaZe are impatient. They don't want to wait forever, and they finally will find that flank as well. Karrigan getting picked up. Woxic wants to escape with the bomb. He's not going to commit to the plant. Chris does assist him with some fights, and they're just going to battle their way out of this situation. It isn't going to work versus the USPs, and Brokey gets away with 4. Massive pistol round for him, and FaZe starting off on the right side.
Yeah, now we saw them manage to pick up a pistol round back on Nuke, and it was not responded to by mousesports with a force buy, but this time they've gone for it. They've thrown some investment into this round, and I'm imagining this because this is a map that mousesports are more than comfortable on, right? And it's still early days. So they're looking to get an investment in this round. Chris J and Woxic going to be over here in main, and a bit of damage exchange there between Nico and Woxic. That nade could be devastating, and it is. That's going to follow up onto that damage that Nico did earlier. Now, this has put the scout in Chris J's hands. So, yeah, depending on how you look at it, was it that bad anyway? Because we know that Chris J is phenomenal with this scout. Ooh, Nico tries to land a bit of a chance no-scope there. That's Karrigan, by the way, slipping out through main. He does this so often on the mousesports T side. He really is a bit of a menace. However, Nico, more than accustomed to that, will deal with him on this assault of the A-bomb site. mousesports now kind of grinding to a bit of a halt in this round. The momentum that they had has been removed. And they're going to back out of main.
It's nice to see the tendencies already being realized by, you know, both sides. FaZe in this example, coming into this matchup, there is going to be that level of familiarity. I mean, even as an organization talking point, Nico used to play for mousesports, right? I mean, we're talking old school, we're talking German team mousesports, but yeah, I mean, how times have changed. And now he's got to beat them at their own game. Olaf pushed back by the scout on B. He's going to have to concede a plant, you would think, but Rain doesn't want to, and he comes in with 2 as he shuts down the round with the FAMAS. mousesports not getting much done in these first couple. No bomb plant either means even less in this round as they have to take P250s. Ooh, that's cool. We get a head-to-head of, well, usually AWP players, in this place, scout players. mousesports more than favored on the GGBet odds. It's not quite 7 for FaZe as it was at the start of the series, but yeah, maybe it should be after that map.
Yeah, I mean, if you see the score of the first map, you see how it went. That number doesn't seem too far off from reality. They pick up the first 2 in this game, or this map so far, so they are still here. Again, we did say that you can never discredit, you can never discount the side of FaZe Clan due to the names on this roster alone.
Yeah, and you know, that's something that I think is always going to be tipping in their favor. But you imagine it also works against them, right? Because like FaZe, they know that this is a team of legends. And so the expectations justifiably are pretty high for this FaZe Clan squad. And you know, even reading through a few of the interviews that Nico did over at HLTV when he spoke about having to head through the Katowice qualifiers, right? He was saying how those games were very stressful to play in because you are the favorite up against underdogs in every one of those matchups. So, ooh, a bit of an exchange over here at the ramp. Karrigan does degrain out from this round, and maybe there's a chance at a bomb plant here for Mouse. Now, Olaf is trying to close the distance and trying to deny it, but he might not be able to do so. And so for Mouse, you know, like they're probably not going to win the round. In fact, I can almost bet my house on it, right? They're not going to win this round. But for that, I'd have to own a house. And secondly, I just wouldn't do it anyway. But as I was saying, it's a bomb plant regardless. mousesports are going to be very, very happy with that. That's honestly more than I think they figure they should have got away with. And there's even a potential that we could see double AWPs. Now, I don't imagine we're going to see that into the first T-side rifle, or really any. And that does look to be the case. Woxic does get his at the very, very least. Doesn't have head armor behind it, which is a bit of a curious one. Carrigan actually had more money, so he could have dropped an AWP over, and I think still would have had a little bit of utility. But they are putting a lot of focus on having everything they needed to this round. You know, I guess for Woxic, just don't get shot in the head. How hard can that be, right?
Like, come on now. Come on, mate.
Ooh, Robs. I love watching him in the pop dog, but he has got some very formidable opposition to go up against in Rain, who's also a bit of a menace over towards this position. I think one thing as well that really helps Rops out is like he's the B anchor on Train, and not B anchor, but he is the anchor of the B bomb site.
Okay.
And you'll note, right, he's always over towards Pop Dog, always trying to sell like these lurks over towards B. And obviously through playing it loads on the CT side, he's going to know all these tendencies, all these little gimmicks. Anything that FaZe might try, he's going to find himself likely one step ahead. So in this round, mousesports, they get out through Ivy, they take a nade onto Carrigan. And it's a little bit devastating because that sucked the momentum out of this play. It looked like we were going to have the pace start to get picked up by Mouse, and it's going to have to soon. There's 35 seconds left of this round. Nico's ready to go toe-to-toe with Mouse with a Deagle here in Ivy side. coldzera's holding for the smoke push. He gets upgraded onto an AK. Luckily enough, the trade comes in from Frozen, and the bomb is retrieved. But 20 seconds on this clock. mousesports, they do not have time, and they try and push on in. Raindrops Chris J. The bomb still needs to go down, and Frozen's going to try and plug in the numbers, but there's players all around. And even as Rops gets these players on the exit, it's not going to be a round for mousesports. FaZe, they're going to take that 4-0 scoreline.
Yeah, there's no miracle for mousesports in that round. And certainly there was a world where the bomb got planted, but after that initial point of contact there with coldzera at Ivy, you could just tell that that this was probably not going to spin out of control in the favor of mousesports.
Yeah, Rain does a good job of stalling the pop dog there, right? Considering he's trapped, Robs is above him on the ladder, and there's players on the site as well. Rain's able to swing out, deny that plant. It is traded by the man on the site. Robs is late down the ladder, and it's a done deal. It's a dusted round. It's FaZe 4-0. One thing I will say about this map is, okay, yes, it's a great map for mousesports. It's one that FaZe have only played twice in 2020, so we don't have a lot to go off. What we do have to go off is the fact that FaZe got 14 rounds when they did play mousesports here. So, you know, they've taken them the distance, even though they didn't get the win. And so FaZe aren't exactly uncomfortable on Train, and that is showing right now in the scoreline. 4-0, another opening kill for Rain. Carrigan's gone, Rain isn't. Only for a bit, finally getting traded by Frozen, but this round might be done for mousesports before it's even started.
Frozen on 4 HP. Woxic wants to help his teammate out. Look at that, he's found a kill in the meantime. Nico trying to maneuver his way around there towards E-Box, but can't land the shot that he wants to initially when Woxic opts to go for Frozen instead, and eventually Woxic will follow him into the next round because, well, FaZe put another one up there. 5-0. So far, so good for FaZe Clan. FaZe up, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, pressure is on for FaZe now, right? And so they're hoping to come into this second map and make a bit of a statement. They're certainly doing that now. With another buy round right around the corner for mousesports in round number 7. They're going to look to put a stop to this pretty soon. Now, in this one, they partially invest, right? They've got that max loss bonus, and they've had it for a little while now. Carrigan over here towards main. That's pretty normal. That's pretty standard. And so he might be looking. I figured he was going to come in initially to make contact to try and pull rotations off. But instead, he's actually just going to peek out, try and get a kill and rejoin the rest of the gang. Woxic does deke down Olaf, but Brokey keeps this in favor of FaZe Clan. A big D kill in from Rops, but he gets naded into oblivion. This is still doable, though, for mousesports. Brokey up and over. And into Frozen, now leaves Carrigan all alone, and Brokey, does get deked out of the round. Now Carrigan on coldzera, 1v1 to decide which way this round falls. And Carrigan, he's been given a weapon, that we know this man can wield, goes back in with the AWP and steals it away for mousesports. Karrigan with a 1v2 to put the first round on the board for Mouse.
I was just about to say how well Brokey is looking coming into this map, but that gets stolen away by Karrigan. Brokey, he found 4 kills on the pistol. He's been open ever since to good effect, but mousesports shut him down. Karrigan with a huge clutch on that B bomb site might just start things off for Mouse in this T half. When they did play last time, in Group D, FaZe were able to start CT side, same here, and get 9 rounds. They, unfortunately, weren't able to close that map, only getting 5 on the T side, but right now, mousesports getting their first on the board. Karrigan is once again in this position as a close pistol player. Hello, Karrigan's come through the smoke. He's doubled it. Cold's gone as well from Ivy. Karrigan still has a man behind him to worry about, but that man hasn't peeked out. Nico is waiting, hiding, and biding his time. He's got a kill, but there's more mousesports players in the yard.
Drops the smoke towards Ivy. It's going to be the peek from Chris J. He's too quick on the trigger. Now it's just Brokey and Olaf. AWP on Brokey, holding Ivy, finds Frozen. That's his reward. Meanwhile, his teammate Olaf does fall, so that means just Brokey. Big Brokey, little Brokey, what are you going to call him?
The Broke Meister.
I mean, that Meister thing's kind of already stolen on this team.
Guess.
You know? Easy kill onto Rops. Rops went hunting and, well, ventured out a little bit too far. Bomb not planted just yet, so this could get real awkward. 1v2.
I've got it. Broke Zera. That's original.
That's not bad.
Broke J?
Broke Sarah.
Sarah. Well, Brokey, why are you leaving me? As he's going to leave this round. mousesports get their second with a bomb plant on that A site. Brokey does find some exits, but apart from taking away economy from mousesports, it's going to be doing nothing else, just holding onto this orb. Makes sense. FaZe don't have the money to buy up moving forward, so Mouse might be putting them in the dirt at the beginning of this T side. It can feel hard to get around on the board when you're down 0-5 on train, but as soon as you do, as soon as you start to get the groove and you realize the positions that FaZe are playing and how they like to hold, you know, that outer sight, whether they're stacking in or not early, mousesports get a bit of a feeling and they let Karrigan just go loose. I say they let Karrigan. Karrigan lets Karrigan go loose.
Karrigan, go kill. Karrigan, okay. And then that's exactly what we see, right? 2 kills to win out the first round on the board for mousesports. And of course, that was to clutch it in a 1v2. In this round, he puts up 2 as the first 2 kills of the round. So a jack of all trades in that man. And now, obviously, because he's got a big brain on his shoulders, knowing that the money of FaZe is low, Karrigan's invested into a MAC-10. He was already fast enough in this map with an AK out through main. So let's see what kind of chaos he's going to look to try and bring into the mix with this MAC-10. The Mac Daddy Karrigan here, and he's lined up 2 before he's dealt with.
Yeah, something about the momentum and the pacing of that really did, you know, give him an advantage to the point where, hey, guess what? I'm out of ammunition. So that does create a problem. Karrigan falls. Meanwhile, the rest of the team's going to be hitting out and hiding out, rather, inside of this inner bomb site. Looks like an easy plant's going to come through. Brokey able to find one with the AWP, recovered and salvaged from the last round.
Yeah, he bailed off that kill. It looked like he was even going to save or rotate, but then reconsidered it. If he went back in earlier, he might have found a second player out upper, but didn't want it to get traded. That makes sense, considering the fact that he is a man that has to do the heavy lifting in this round, or just save, and that seems to be his decision on the A side of things. Cole coming in on the flank. Might just stall out his flank as he waits for them to exit in the halls. $600 a kill with the MAC-10. So certainly a reason to look for frags at the end of things. mousesports not going to be giving anything away, though. Tucking in the corner, cover from Woxic, Cold walking into his death. Oh, no. That's a bit of a mistake. Robs running up, not realizing, but mousesports will save their guns. They get rid of the MAC-10, not a worry anyway. Cold would have upgraded it, and now those buys come in for FaZe.
Yeah, and Karrigan is going to be able to carry a gun in this round as well.
Nice.
I mean, it was kind of cheese, to be honest. Let's be real here. But Brokey also going to have that AWP, and that's going to mean some rifles are going to show up just around it here. 4 M4s and 1 AWP on Brokey. So the response for that is going to be Woxic picking up the AWP, or having it at least, going into this next round. Had it last round.
Robs didn't buy any utility, so he's making a Hail Mary fast play. He's just going straight into the firing line and trying to lay down some pain. Now, he instead commits to spraying toward Connector, and that does see him get burnt down pretty low in the Molotov. Now, something that FaZe have been good at doing is just loading their utility into main.
1.
See, Carrigan and Rops have like swapped from their usual positions, and that Carrigan's normally the fast main man, and Rops is usually the master of Rops dog, as you would expect.
Rops dog.
And in this round, they swap it around. They've done it in inverse, and maybe we see why they're the masters of these. Carrigan's on 1 HP, Rops is in 26. Obviously, they try and play it off of spawns, right? It's not like a real criticism. But
Wow, Harry.
yeah, man, I'm really just laying into the... Who even are these mouse sports guys? Oh,
That's Harry Russell that said that.
Woxic down here at Ivy has the rest of his gang with him, and they're going to start to group on up and creep forward. coldzera is responsible for this portion of the map, and let's see if he's going to rise to the occasion. Last time he was here, he was only good for 1.
He has been a little bit of a menace here, though. If it wasn't him, it was Nico playing there, and either way, that's certainly a worry point for the side of mousesports. Boost here is going to put Woxic up, and Brokey is just too quick. Sarah chimes in on the fun as well. Leaves a bomb drop, and currently all members of mousesports, except for Rops, dropped in this round. 16 HP and nowhere to go. He is cordoned off. Takes a shot, and that's certainly the end of his round. So 5 alive for FaZe Clan. They needed that, I'd say.
Brokey the beast right now. 14 and 4, man. He's getting multi-kills every round, it feels like, with this AWP. And, you know, his saves have come through consistently on this side, but certainly making sense with how much damage he's putting up in the rounds. FaZe are winning. Opening kill there on Ivy. Even follows up to Woxic with the orb. So good stuff from him. Pop Dog was locked down by Nico. Obviously, that position could be hard to get into in the early round as a CT, knowing mousesports can fight you on the main cross if they have the spawn, and they do, as they send Carrigan right out and about. Woxic's found a pick onto Brokey in the meantime. Brokey down creates big problems for FaZe Clan. They also don't get in the pop dog because of the Molotov, so smoke at the feet of that, and Nico going to double back to the site. Carrigan gets flashed in, Nico blind, Carrigan gets a kill. Trade is there for Cold. He's picked up the orb from the body of Brokey, and Nico's still here out and about in the yard. Woxic might be able to find him.
Oh, but they're not ready for another man on the E-box. Woxic, though, is able to adjust and get that trade. In the meantime, Rops finds himself deep inside of B and is able to mop up Olofmeister. It's only coldzera left now in a 1-on-3. AWP in hand to give this retake a go, and I don't even imagine he looks to go in for this one. He will float around and see if he can catch anyone. Obviously, with Rops last being seen going aggressive and this smoke falling in this little choke point here, coldzera is pretty antsy about players being nearby. On the back of not seeing anyone, though, he will just try and hold on to this AWP.
6-4, basically right down the middle. We do power forward with that AWP in the next round. Now, what are we seeing from the side of FaZe Clan is in terms of, you know, like, breaths of fresh air, because this is already better than what we saw in Nuke.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Hugo just made a very good point in Brokey, right? Delivering with the AWP, and obviously, I think another man is Nico, who these two combined make the A site a very, very terrifying place to be if you're mousesports. This round, honestly, it all falls apart on the back of Carrigan, you know, being allowed to get out, and with Woxic already taking that first kill onto Brokey earlier in the round, Carrigan just throws everything into disarray with that kill. Because suddenly, you know, if you're FaZe, you're looking at that round, and you do have to pull those rotations away from B. Olof was caught out of position over by Connector, and the whole reason for him not being in that B site in the fashion that he usually is and kind of getting caught adjusting is as a result of the kills. And so Carrigan, this round again, picks up the pace, finds the opener onto Nico, and while it does go immediately traded once more, this is a lot of pressure, a lot of moving parts now for FaZe Clan to try and manage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure Finn has a massive smile on his face after he runs out T-Con, entries Nico, and then gets traded. You know, that's got to feel good. Getting Nico out of the round instantly. He's been pivotal in these CT rounds alongside Brokey. Of course, you know, just a bit of history behind there as well.
One last thing to worry about, you know, or one less thing, or one last thing.
Hey.
Look at it.
Either or. 4-on-4. mousesports are waiting around now. They're coming down Ivy. It's been good to them in the past, but Brokey has been locking it down. Cold is now tasked with doing that with his rifle. They could smoke him off.
Yeah, huge thing to note is they just flashed Rain into main, and so coldzera now pulls back as well, denies a pop dog peek, and tries to keep an eye on Ivy. He holds for the boost, and Frozen gets thrown into his crosshair. So coldzera on for a double, and you can see he's got the read. With main no longer a factor for FaZe, that frees up these players in the site a hell of a lot, and as a result, coldzera has all this room to move around in. Rops, is he going to be ready for a main player? They haven't seen any indication that this man is here. Rops. Oh, yeah, he gets pincered between 3, and now it's just Woxic left, put in the grave by Brokey. So I think a stellar play from Cold to get those 3 kills, but also a huge detail in Rain taking that main aggression and just nullifying the thing that mousesports were banking on, which is that FaZe were going to be worried about those main players.
It's both good and it's bad, because what that main control does to FaZe is once they get it, they actually rotate Brokey's AWP towards B, so they have a double inner setup with the AWP that's been holding yard there. So, you know, that frees up a lot of the map, and Cold's kills come at a clutch time for FaZe, because if he doesn't get them, there's no AWP there. There's no one to hold that Ivy play from mousesports. And mousesports go for the boost in back-to-back rounds. I'm not a massive fan of that. They just got dealt with coming up Ivy, I think it was 2 rounds ago. So, yeah, it doesn't work out, and I don't think we should see them go for that again, at least not in the short term. Maybe later in the half on the last round, but if you keep running it, FaZe got to be ready for it. You know they're comming that call. Brokey's watching down the ramp. mousesports trying to give their way through a smoke, but with 2 players watching this line, they're not going to get much further. It's only eco for Mouse. Should be made quick work of that. Nade might find Woxic, but only a bit of damage. It's not like he has much else anyway. It's only a Glock. Frozen's trying to pick out T-Con. Oh, he does get a kill. That's a bit of a misspray from Nico. Looks like he had the kill and then just doesn't. Frozen on 9, though. And mousesports just dead set waiting. See if FaZe give them anything. Frozen's lost the bomb. Woxic will fall as well to the wallbang of Brokey, and it's going to be FaZe up to 8 on the CT side. Money back for mousesports. This is fine, though. Again, when mousesports beat FaZe on this map, it was a 9-6 half to start on the CT side of FaZe. So right now things are looking similar to that. I would even go as far as saying FaZe feel more in control than they did back in that last time they played. And considering how Nuke went, I think, yeah, good resilience. Pretty impressive. That wasn't a good map for FaZe at all.
It's not ideal. Let's see what Kerrigan has up his sleeve for this one. 3D Bivey so far.
Yeah, this upper B play, Trace, sorry, but
no, go ahead.
We just saw that they started to probe on up with Brokey here. And it looked like they were going to try and go a little bit further and, you know, really kind of push to the limits. But they're content with having the AWP set up. What? How does Kerrigan win that? And yeah, he gets traded right away, but that's a huge kill to find. Now all the pressure of holding Ivy is on Nico's shoulders. And while he will answer the call with 1, it's shut down by Woxic.
Yeah, mousesports, they are just running the gauntlet in this round, pushing and peeking everything, taking every fight they can, and FaZe continues to get caught out of position while swapping spots. I mean, the fact that Kerrigan gets a kill is utterly ridiculous. He's swiveling between 2 angles, and Olof has got the bomb. This is massive now for FaZe. It gives him a chance in the 2-on-2. He can play around it. Frozen is on the other side of that smoke. Olof's teammate Brokey's come in to help. Frozen waiting in the fade. He's got some spam damage. Does he know? Olof is so close. Olof might fire back. He sees the tracers and he gets the kill. Now Rops has all the info and the damage onto Brokey has been done early on. This is such a winnable round. And he goes above the train to get a better line of sight.
Yeah, Olof on 100 HP, 2 kills to his name, was the first to respond to the bomb. Now when the smoke fades, there won't be a whole lot of time to play around. He's got to get this first kill and he's got to do it fast. As I say that, he's going to try to edge his way down the ladder, and by that, he just jumps straight off, looks for the kill on Olof. And there's not a world where that really goes his way, barring any sort of miraculous shots, but...
It's very hard to get off those trains silently. That's one note to remember. It's, you know, yeah, it's more often than not going to make noise, even if you try and crouch drop off of the little jut that sticks out.
Cold Sarah was too cold even for Frozen.
I like the play on words.
It's not bad. In that case, at least.
This is heating up, though, for FaZe, as they find themselves at 9. Anti-eco should be theirs as well. 10 rounds on the horizon. Olof's push B. Did this in the previous round. He didn't commit, though. This time he will, as pistols are easy to kill. Just Chris left up. No hope in this round.
But I've seen Chris J do some very strange things in the server. And by strange, I mean successful. Maybe not in this round, though. He's just going to hold the tight angle here in T-Con with a minute left. Let's see who wins the first battle.
Wow, Chris J, a very, very patient man. You know, you got to say that about him. Holds that line, is adamant that someone's going to arrive. And lo and behold, he was right. Now with an M4 and armor behind it, 50 seconds. And I kind of love this from Chris J. It's very, very rat-like, but, you know, like, that's not necessarily a bad thing, you know? Like, there's a reason why they succeed in environments where some animals don't. And, you know, Chris J here, demonstrating that beautifully, just waiting for the kills to come to him.
I mean, there are mice, Harry. Chris is in the testing lab right now.
I don't know that he's going to be able to get too much further than this point. If you notice, Brokey looking right at him. Here comes the Molotov, and runs straight into it. My goodness, yeah. Last round of the half on the cards. 10-4 mousesports. Not off to that sprinting start that we saw on Nuke, but again, on their T side, perhaps they can turn it around towards that CT side of things.
Damn, that's an interesting stat. The last 3 times FaZe have faced Mouse on Train, they lost 16-14, 17, I assume that's meant to be 19 and 12-16. So very close games. Mousesports, you know, I can't think of how many games I've seen Mousesports down in the T side and then pull it back on the CT half, though, on this exact map. They seem to be so comfortable in the defense here. So FaZe shouldn't get too comfortable, even with an 11-4. A pistol could put Miles back in pole position, but they haven't got 5 here, and that's what they're gunning for in the last round of the half. Flashes and smokes over the A site. Rob smoked to the pop dog. 1 man in, only Olaf, so Brokey's going to be here with the AWP once again to support. And Carrigan's got out behind the E-box. Brokey going above into heaven, and Nico pushing the barriers as well. That's actually an auto sniper for Rain. Can you believe it? Adding insult to injury here for mousesports, and it might be finding them in the 11th round.
It seems like a very viable gun in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
On the CT side, at least.
I love it on the last round of the half. The reason this is good is because even if mousesports were to win this round, they can't save that gun forward, right? You don't want to give that weapon over. That's one of the big worries of buying the auto. So that's a worry avoided by FaZe, and it's going to put up every kill in this round, it feels. 2 already. Tag onto Woxic, does the job, and Rain has just made this unbelievably easy for FaZe. Frozen's going to try and dig them deep out of it, but oh my god, 3 kills? This could be a 1-on-5 for Frozen.
It could be. Rain still does have the original Krieg in his hands. He's going to opt to go ahead and drop it, pick up an M4, but now there's a little bit of a split here, a pincer, if you will. Olaf coming in from the side of the ladder room.
Oh.
And quite a round for Rain. Good grief. That was some showing of force, and certainly one that mousesports are going to look to bounce from as we look at this second half of play. Don't move. Don't go anywhere. Don't adjust that dial. We will BRB. matchup featuring FaZe Clan versus mousesports. We've already had one map of play. We saw Robs going 122.5 ADR and 27-8 across Nuke, but well, as you can tell, that's not exactly how it's all shaped up here on Train thus far. We're looking at 11-4 half, and it's FaZe certainly in the lead. And currently, we have Robs sitting on 6-13, under 50 ADR. Now that's at half, and anything can happen. We saw some magic happen for the mousesports over on Nuke, so potentially there's a turnaround here. And every time I turn around, these next two gentlemen are somewhere around. That's going to be Harry and Hugo.
Yeah, you know, this is one of the, well, actually not one of, this is the best CT side FaZe Clan have ever fielded against mousesports in a Train game. Thus far, the record was set at 9-6 in FaZe's favor, and that's pretty much how the majority of series between these two teams has gone down. It's either been 9-6 in favor of FaZe or 9-6 in favor of Mouse at the end of these first halves. So, while mousesports have been good historically at getting themselves on the upper foot over here on this CT side, this is going to be their hardest fight yet versus this FaZe squad.
And Hugo, I'm told it's just a couple more seconds here. Of course, the natural TeamSpeak issues at this hour of the evening seem to be a common trend, even though we are online, and I suppose don't have to do all that, I guess.
I don't recall ever having a TeamSpeak issue in my life, you know, once I'd set it up. But, you know, they are frequent in online play trace. Yep. Who needs tactical timeouts?
Who needs those? Rather.
Well, GG Battle still favoring mousesports. They are, of course, known for their comeback ability on this map, but really down, not quite out. Lots of utility for FaZe in the pistol round. Mousesports, a similar situation, rather. Frozen's been given the CZ. Double smoke for the retake here for Mouse, and a kit on Karrigan, so FaZe's Molotov may be countered by that. Oh, quick kill. Nice shot from Rain again, showing up on these pistol rounds like he often does. Chris is going to have to fall into the site as FaZe look for fights. They're committing to these engagements. Robs needs to be very careful. Down to 30 health now as the bomb does try and cross. It's actually still up in the halls. Olaf setting up the connector smoke, and now the full rotate coming from mousesports. They even have a flank, but Nico's holding onto the pop dog.
Yeah, Nico's position, he can just sit here all round long. He's got that Molotov, so they very much designed for him to come into this a lot later into the round and try and help out in the post plant. Now, Karrigan does...
What?
How has this happened?
Goodbye.
This was a 5-on-4. This has suddenly gone the way of Mouse, and Broky's trying to fight back, and he's delivered in spades. Just Chris J left, and Chris J, oh goodness. Tag down low, Brokey finishes the job. 4 kills for the young boy on FaZe, and a 12th round locked in.
Yeah, they didn't have that fallback plan because in the middle of that skirmish, Nico actually gets he gets pushed and gets taken out from the top of ladder, which does create another dilemma. Brokey really doesn't have any other option but to fight it then and there. He could back off towards lower, but considering just how dense things got here in the site, you might as well stick around and keep clicking heads.
That smoke thrown by mousesports to get on the bomb actually hurts him more than anything. That gives Brokey a shield to hide behind, and he gets 4 kills not only in the CT pistol, but in the T pistol as well. He has been the carry. Without Brokey in this map, FaZe would not be in such a powerful position, and mousesports, the chance for the comeback just got swept out from underneath them. Of course, they can do it on the right for rounds, but they're not going to have many of them. Look, the 4 spy coming through. If they don't win this round, it will be 14-4 before Mouse have their first M4 in their hands. And at that point, you can't be counting on a comeback.
They want to keep playing around with the inner side. Does look like with 4 deep, that's what's going to happen. Just Olaf over there to his own devices, dropping some smokes and utility outside. Meanwhile, you can imagine that this hit is going to take place on the inside. Pop flash from Chris J into lower. Does leave inner upper just all day open, and there you can see it, a round that should be mopped up with relative ease from the side of FaZe Clan. I say that, 2 deagle kills come streaming through.
Oh my.
Okay.
Don't speak too soon, Trace.
I guess.
Oh,
Frozen.
Dear. It's all gone wrong again. And while Brokey was able to deliver a 1v4, can Rain step up now in this 1v3? This is 1 less than Brokey, so it should be easy, right? They tap on the bomb. Rain trying to deny it, and mousesports, they steal it away. Karrigan just sticks the defuse, and with the kit, he puts that 5th round on the board for Mouse. Rain is able to stay alive, and so that's going to enable them to get a pretty decent buy here over on the T side if they want to continue these 4 spy wars. You saw a US Air Force tactical timeout called on in there. I imagine that's what they're discussing now, because with a bomb plant, they can just invest in this next round if they desire.
So, Hugo, talk to me a little bit about the impact that we just saw right there from Frozen. How big was the play that he just made?
Huge, Trace. He comes in on a flank with a deagle, he gets a Galil, and he doubles down with that gun. I mean, opening up the round for mousesports, quite literally. You know, we saw that flank in the Pop Dog in the previous round in the pistol that did take down Nico, that, you know, put the 4-on-1 in the hands of mousesports so that they eventually, you know, I don't want to say they threw it away, but they did lose a 4-on-1 to Brokey on the site with a bomb down, so...
Somebody's throwing,
Yeah.
and moreover, somebody is probably snitching out there, and that's not something that we can stand for, neither of those things.
Not the best round for mousesports, but they do recover, and that's what's important, Trace. Winning that second round has put them back in this game for the time being. FaZe, as well, went for 5 rifles in their previous. They just wanted it to be clean. They didn't even think mousesports would have a hope in that round, where now it's quite the contrary. 2 AKs and a couple of pistols for FaZe. They want to go fast into the yard. Nico's pushed in through this smoke. No one's realized he's got an Ivy player around him. Karrigan is going to be coming in on the wrap. Nico's got the frag and he's doubled down as well. Dear, oh dear, no one is safe right now against these anti-ecos. Chris J does make things 3-on-3 and gets himself a rifle as well. Nico even finished by the Pop Dog of Frozen. He has been the saving grace on the CT side. Brokey and Cold against the world in this 2-on-2.
Yeah, not impossible though. Brokey beginning this rotation back now with this bomb. Or rather, actually, looks like Cold Zera might be electing to join him. Brokey heading down towards this B site all alone. Rops, I want to see what angle he's holding. If we could just hit 6. Yeah, he's looking for the connector flank, and that's because Chris J is having to, you know, divide his attention between Ivy and Old Bomb. And this has allowed Brokey to get out through the ramp now that Cold's moved into position over on the upper halls. This plant can come through for FaZe Clan. And with no defuse kits over on the side of mousesports, they're going to have to be very, very fast in this retake. Plant comes in. Rops is going to have to wait for Chris J to join him. And they're still worried about this potential connector flank. It's not going to come through.
Yeah, I think it even took mousesports a second to realize it was a B play. Chris is looking for a kit on A, but I imagine with him not finding one across these bodies, there isn't one in play. Rops does get a quick kill, but Brokey gives away his position on the site. We know he's good in these clutches. He's already had one in the same position, forcing the fight, but Chris does get the kill. Great Molotov. Yeah, time, that is the problem, and I don't know if there even is enough for Chris. He's got to stick it quick. That Molotov makes his route a little bit longer as well, and he's realized this one is going to slip through his fingers. 13 rounds to FaZe. Come back from mousesports again. Put on the burner. Or the back burner, rather.
Yeah, that almost puts us on a dust too, but not quite. We are just on the precipice of it. FaZe Clan would probably appreciate that. Hell, you would probably appreciate that, you viewers out there at home. Let us know how you're watching the match. Use hashtag EPL Mailbag with your questions, or hashtag ESL Pro League if it is that you want to show off your setup. Show us how you're watching in your living room, what kind of snacks you got going on. Really, just anything that you want to tweet at us is probably going to end up on air at this point. Harry, back to you in the studio.
Yeah, I was going to, is that something you're prepared to stand by, Trace? I don't know if we're going to show everything. But yeah, US Air Force tactical timeout for Mouse, and I think justifiably so. I mean, they should not have ever let that round get so out of control.
Back and forth we go.
And yeah, the problem with these like force by wars is just, you know, they do very much lean in favor of the T side anyway, right? Like in terms of what you're able to bring to the table over here on Mouse, everything's more expensive. Even your kind of cheap cousin to the M4 in the FAMAS is more expensive than the Galil on the other side. So not to mention that I think for a lot of people, they see the Galil as being better just because of the extra ammo in it. So it's never ideal. And for mousesports now, it's going to take something pretty huge here in this round if they want to stand a chance of making this comeback happen and continuing this back and forth game. Double nades into main. That was meant to soften these players up.
No.
Okay.
How?
Gets the gun too.
How? Who did Frozen even kill in main?
Did he want the other main player?
Yeah, in the back of main.
Through the smoke.
What is this?
Someone...
Mousesports, this wasn't meant to be a round they were meant to win.
Restore normality, please. I need an adult.
But they haven't won it yet, and that's something we have to grab onto right here before you guys blow a gasket right here on the stream. Take a look at this. Coldzera, Olaf, and Rain, all three with rifles against 5 members of mousesports. Now, this has shaped up to be a really strange round, but
Look at Karrigan.
Certainly something could be done here for FaZe Clan.
Karrigan just dinked Olaf down Ivy, or not dinked, but spammed him down to 13.
While they were lining up smokes into the A site, and now mousesports are like,
don't do it again.
You're trapped. You're stuck down here, aren't you? And Karrigan is...
No, not again.
Yeah.
Not again. No, that is despicable.
Karrigan gets it the second time around. And FaZe, it's just Cold and Rain left. This was a round that never should have belonged to Mouse. And now Rain trying to get out through main, but he decides that Mouse has been too much of a pain and everything's rhyming. It's all gone wrong. FaZe are just going to hold on to these AKs and Galils into the next round.
Someone make sense of this.
You are on the side of FaZe Clan, you're just saying something like H, Omega Lol, W, because that does not compute. When you break down the numbers of rushing main like that, no one's going to expect that. Certainly they did.
The frozen shot alone is nuts. I hope that we were able to get
Karrigan was getting shot as he pushed. I thought he was about to die. I imagine Frozen sees the traces of that spam and he kills the person in main. Yeah, look, Karrigan's getting shot. Frozen kills him. Karrigan, you see the body on the right. Karrigan's safe. He commits. He finishes his job. Karrigan's 30 health because of the spam.
The thing that's so nuts as well is... Frozen's bullet goes through the wall, through a smoke, and kills a man in main. That was a wall bang onto the guy at the back right. Like, that's why it's so nuts. And also, I don't even know, like, maybe it was him who tagged Karrigan on that push in. But
yeah, maybe he killed him through Karrigan's head. Actually,
that's kind of what I think.
I think that makes a lot of sense.
You can't through that wall with one bullet, not against 100 HP. You're not getting a one-shot headshot.
No, but Chris J got the assist from the nade as well. So... I mean, there was so much going on in that one moment.
Okay, so to recap, FaZe won the pistol with a 1-on-4 from Brokey on the B site. Since then, we haven't seen back-to-back rounds. It's been a force from Mouse, a force back from FaZe, a force back from Mouse, and let's see the force from FaZe as they set up towards his B site. That is a great grenade. It's not a full commitment on the money. Brokey's saving for the AWP, but everyone else is dug in deep. Trying to sell fake on the outer side. Olaf throwing utility. Here's the B play. Chris is ready for it. Quick shot, quick kill. Doubles down, takes out the AK as well. Cold's gone 2. Chris with 3. mousesports surely 7 on the horizon as Olaf looks to join them down the pop dog with this Deagle.
But if Olaf wants to keep this game going in the fashion that it has been, this is actually a very doable. No, I mean, yeah, he should just get shut down here. This should be the end of the ride, the end of the roller coaster, at least for a moment. You know, we get a bit of respite from what is this game, as it feels like it's all maybe going to return to some form of normality now. mousesports get a 7. They're at least going to give us 1 round of normal play.
Yeah.
Right? This is where it should just be Glocks for FaZe. You know, they're not going to get tricky with it. I hope, but maybe they will. I don't know. Like, this game has just been such a weird one. But that's the thing. Like, this round deficit that mousesports are at isn't going to exist forever if you're FaZe, if you keep going for risky plays. And so, yeah, I mean, they do what we all expected. They take the eco here. They give mousesports that respect. They won the Force by Wars out.
I don't want to hold out for it. I wasn't holding out for it after Brokey won that pistol round. But if mousesports pull this game back and win it against FaZe, that is going to obliterate FaZe's mentality and mine as well a little bit. Like, this is... You know, obviously T-side can be hard. mousesports are great at train. This is their map pick. This is one of their go-tos. They've got an 89% win rate on train in the last 3 months. FaZe have not been a team to break that, although they have taken them to 30 rounds in the past. So we know what FaZe can do on this map. And right now, they need to show everything. Not in this round, necessarily, but moving forward into the gun runs. Karrigan spraying main, going to get out of dodge. Does get covered by his teammate. I don't know how Rain dies there. I think, oh, he dropped out of heaven on B. So cratered in the inner sight. Certainly not what you want. And, well... This one should just be a quick done and dusted round for mousesports.
Yeah, I get the impression that either someone's dropped from the server or the HUD just broke in that round.
Yeah,
there.
I think Rain reconnected.
Yeah, that might be it. And that would make some sense. But if there ever was a round, you know, for you to have a disconnect or whatever, I'm not entirely sure that's even what happened. It could have just been an overlay bug.
I think Rain fell to his death.
Yeah.
There was a dead body below B upper, otherwise known as B lower, but not the ramp. Below the ladder, Harry. Well, either way, we're back into the action. FaZe get rid of their eco round nice and quickly. We have an AWP out for Brokey, and he has been a champion. Look at his score, 23 and 11. On that CT side, he was finding multi-kill after multi-kill. And the amount of rounds that mousesports, faked him towards B, and he was in the wrong place, and he would still come in on a late rotate and do work is respectful.
Look
Carrigan
this,
back in main as well.
Carrigan's like role-playing as a T-side player right now. Run boost, and Woxic gets legged in amongst all of that madness.
Misses the smoke too. It doesn't rebound to his favor.
And that's devastated now for Mouse. This round is very, very important if they want to keep this comeback a reality. Because if they win it, they keep FaZe on the back foot. Let's not forget, because of those force by wars, there's not that extra loss bonus banked up on the FaZe side. They're going to be at 4 saves, so with a bomb plant, they can try and do something.
But it will be another one of these buys with
very,
AKs and smoke flash.
Yeah, so... I think mousesports, if they get this one, they're well on the way. If they don't, that's where you start to lean in favor of FaZe again. And so this one starts to mean a hell of a lot. Woxic, who was legged earlier on, gets away with some damage into main, but not quite the kill there. So just damage traded early on. Look at how slow FaZe are playing, right? We've already seen Carrigan trying to push the extremities a bunch. And so they're waiting, hoping these duels present themselves, and they just never will. mousesports hunkering down in these bomb sites now, and that's going to force FaZe to have to make a move. There's 30 seconds left in this round. Something's got to give. And Nico, sneaking deep, does best Carrigan there, flicks down, but the trade is in from Frozen, and through the smoke, he puts down another. Olaf going to get that kill onto Frozen. Woxic in the bomb site has dropped Brokey. It's so back, and it's so forth, and now Woxic another kill. Only Olaf left, and while he does get one, he's not able to spray transfer. mousesports a 9th round on the board. No money for FaZe, no bomb plant is found, and Mouse, they might be about to put 10, reaching double digits on the board.
Uh-oh, FaZe, they are going to be thinking back to when this was in their favor, when this was looking like a done deal for mousesports. 4 rounds in the first half and a pistol for FaZe to put them on 12. It was seemingly all in the hands of FaZe Clan, and mousesports might have just snatched it right back. Of course, I'm a little bit ahead of the game. It is 13-9. FaZe is still holding the lead, but they are in that position of buy eco, which is only going to let not only Mouse build economy, but get rounds on this board. FaZe, pistols in this one. They have considerably invested in half buy. Carrigan waiting for this play from Nico. He did it himself a lot in the first half. So will Nico go through the smoke? Will he wait for the fade? He's pushed with a flash, and he's got a kill. Carrigan trades, spraying back through the smoke. FaZe are all out in the yard right now on a 4-on-4.
And Rops gets caught coming out through the connector. It's now fallen to the rest of the gang to try and salvage this round, and Rain, hidden in a corner, shuts down Carrigan. Chris J, creeping in through this smoke, gets shut down as well, and now it's only Woxic left in what should be an impossible 1v3. No one's giving up a fight. mousesports, they maybe overextend a little too much into that one, trying to rush the issue into the bomb site. And that leads to a bunch of them just getting killed through smokes in this round. It all falls apart. Another thing that I think is important to note is Rops, who's so often like the rock, the pillar of consistency within this team, struggling a little bit right now, right? Exited out through the connector, and that whole sequence looked a little bit unfortunate. Now,
remember, he is playing inner here, and FaZe, they went inner on some of these ecos early on, but it was more Chris doing the damage. mousesports have been very keen to run double inner in this game. And in that round, it gives FaZe a chance to get out main very fast. If you had to rate FaZe's players from least to most impactful, what would it be? Someone else want to take that one?
Now, while you guys are thinking of an answer, I just want to go ahead and say nice username. I've been known to see a Sam Squanch in my day, so it does make sense.
I mean, sometimes you just got to say whatever's in your squanch, And it is wild.
And it is hard to rate, like that, so.
Yeah, putting FaZe in a ranking. I mean, anyone else want to do it? Because I honestly wouldn't have a good answer.
Yeah, I think it just depends on the day.
Yeah. I think Nico, you put Nico at first, right? Like, that's a safe one. Brokey's been, he's been great in this game, but he's, I can't even answer that question. I'm not even
it's a matter
try.
of, impact, and I think that's one of the strengths of the FaZe Clan is, somebody can have an off day, but then you have players that are basically just OP, and they could pick up that slack. Or they can all just have slack and really just not do anything. I guess those are your 2 options.
Yeah, I think, maybe you can make a case for Olaf being the least impactful, coming in and, taking up that lurk role. It's kind of hard to find too much impact from these. And maybe that goes toe-to-toe and kind of in line with his stats. He does find himself down bottom of the board a little bit for FaZe every now and again at the moment. So, yeah,
it's not always about stats.
No, exactly.
That's why it is
right?
hard to answer questions.
Yeah, because
like
that's the thing. Like, you know, Lurk, you're not going to be getting all these big impact kills, but your role is very different. You know, you're trying to deny rotations. You're trying to poke holes in the kind of defensive plans of your opposition. Anyway, we'll get back to the game at hand. Carrigan holding for this push and is hiding in the smokes. Catches not just one, actually just catches one.
It's very sneaky, though.
Yeah.
He does back away slowly and quietly. Brokey just on the other side of the smoke, and he's definitely aware that something funky is up. Oh, we do miss the kill. That's completely okay. Carrigan actually ends up winning it. Imagine that.
Yeah, Brokey stepped wide to check close left, but Carrigan had swapped sides smartly so, and so he gets that kill as a fade comes through. The bomb planted on B. Rob spots it, but needs to stay alive for this retake. Wants his team to join him in his efforts, picking up flashbangs on the way. Can set up utility for his team. As long as they look away, Woxic doesn't. Gets flashed in the face, but it's not a worry right now for Mouse, as FaZe don't want to take fights. They're tucked into the site. They're waiting for Mouse to get close to them. Even considering the fact they haven't seen all three players, only know that two are here. Carrigan's gone, and there's the info for Cold. He now knows he can tuck in and just wait. The time is ticking. They have kits, but they haven't got the kills. Rain waiting with Cold. And oh dear, the trade is in. That might just be the round. That might just be map point here for FaZe. And Rain, he's gone down, but the time is good for FaZe Clan. And Woxic's going to have to run away. 59. Just one left for FaZe Clan.
Just one left to push us up into the final map of the series. A little bit of Dust 2 action to round out the night. From the smells of it, the looks of it too. 15-9, FaZe Clan pushing mousesports around here on Train. Now there have been some back and forth. There have been some very hairy, scary situations. But here we are.
Yeah, Carrigan looking like he wants to try to throw in some of this main aggression, and he does get one before being traded. Frozen keeps this in the favor of Mouse. Does deal with Rain, who's allowed to double up on the back of that kill despite being on 2 points of health. That is a bit of a question mark here for mousesports. Rops now the last man standing to try and deny this victory to FaZe Clan here in the second map. Up in heaven. Oh, Rain. Looked like he caught wind of him there. Rop's going to try and reposition, but with a player already back green and Rop's getting caught on the scenery, he's not made this easy for himself. Does just about get back here toward Old Bomb, but with Brokey now holding this long angle on the AWP, this should be undoable for Rops. And there's Brokey to solidify it. FaZe Clan, they're going to take mousesports' map pick, a matchup in which FaZe have never managed